I know a lot of critics hated this movie, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun.
I think it's fun
Oh,
too, Caleb.
God. Venom, they didn't even know what hit 'em. Released in 2018 and is directed by Ruben Fleischer, who has also directed such films like Zombieland, Gangsta Squad, Zombieland Double Tap, and the soon-to-be-released Sony film Uncharted. Oh dear God, please get that one right, please. And this film is starring Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, and Riz Ahmed. And welcome to the month of October, where all of October I try to watch as many horror, scary films as I possibly can, and I deck out my entire set in all Halloween stuff. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of mesh and a whole bunch of... It's a mummy over there. It's dead people skeleton. Scary. And I know in my last review I said that the first movie that we'd be watching would be The Wicker Man, but as of this recording, it was announced that the release for Venom 2, Venom Let There Be Carnage, actually moved up their release date. Shang-Chi did so awesome in the box office that they're like, hey, let's move it up to October 1st, just to screw with Caleb's timeline. So we'll be checking out The Wicker Man next time, but here, in honor of that release, I thought that we would take a look at the original Venom, the movie that everyone was craving for, because Venom is everyone's favorite. Whenever you do Spider-Man, where's Venom? You gotta have Venom. We want Venom. And as I'm sure all of you comic book fans out there have learned, that be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. Eddie Brock is a famous internet blogger reporter who asks too many prying questions when it comes to Life founder Carlton Drake. So now Eddie Brock is living in squalor, having been fired from his job and not getting any gigs anywhere else. But one night he tries to prove his worth and infiltrates the Life Foundation and gets infected with a weird black oozy substance that we later come to find out is an alien symbiote who needs a human host to survive. So now Eddie Brock is trying to evade all the bad guys from the Life Foundation and develop his new relationship with his new best internal friend, Venom. The word weird comes to mind when talking about this movie. I actually watched this movie with my wife, and that was the big thing that she said. She's like, this movie is not good. It's not bad, though. It's just weird. And I'm intrigued by it. And that's like the perfect description of this movie. I remember when the film was released and everyone just panned it. At least critics panned it. But when you talk to fans of the source material or just fans of Venom in general, they're all like, this was a pretty fun time. And I'm going to agree with the latter. I went into the movie theater not expecting anything. My bar was so low for this film that by the time I finished watching the movie, I was like, you know what? That was actually pretty decent. If this was made in like the late 90s or early 2000s, I think the critics and everyone would have loved this thing. And it's all stemming from the passion and the drive and the desire from Tom Hardy to make this movie. Tom Hardy had several offers from several different comic book superhero properties. He was originally going to be in Suicide Squad. He turned that down really because he wanted to make this movie. And he probably also saw the writing on the wall with Suicide Squad. Let's not get into that. But this is all thanks to Tom Hardy, and you can tell he is 150% invested into this movie. The things that he does, the characterizations, the quirkiness, it just oozes passion and love of this character. I haven't read any of the Venom like solo comics at all, so I know he's portrayed as like an anti-hero, so he's a bad guy, but he's a bad guy who does good things, or maybe good things but in a questionable manner. You know, like how they always try to turn villains heroic in comics. And I like the relationship that Eddie has with Venom in here. Of course, in Spider-Man comics, it's really kind of like a cohesive unit to where it's just one person, even though they say we are Venom. It's really, it feels like one entity. But here you get a good sense that these are two separate properties that are colliding with each other, inside of each other, talking with each other's minds. And they're almost like a married couple. I was thinking that there was like some sexual tension between the two, especially when Venom needs to inhabit Anne for a little bit, and then Anne transfers Venom over by kissing him, but really it's Venom who's kissing Eddie and then going inside. So I was like, oh, is Venom like in love with Eddie? That's actually a very intriguing storyline. Maybe the sequel will dive into it more. Outside of Tom Hardy, though, everyone else here is pretty paint-by-numbers, generic people. Riz Ahmed plays Carlton Drake, who is the CEO of the Life Foundation, and they do space things and study space things because to find a better thing than humans, because humans are so terrible. They put some dialogue in there to make Carlton Drake seem like, oh, you're just evil and you want to wipe out all humans because humans are dumb. But you're a human, so what? Aren't you flawed too? I don't know. It's dialogue because he's bad, and we need to show that. This is a movie that I never thought was going to happen. I remember hearing rumors and news reports about, yeah, Tom Hardy signed on for Venom. I'm like, okay, sure, like that's ever gonna happen. I know Sony keeps pushing for Venom, and whenever there's a Spider-Man universe, oh, we gotta have Venom in here. We gotta shoehorn Venom in here somehow because he's everyone's favorite. So when the first trailer was released for this movie, I was like, oh, son of a bitch, they're actually doing this. And another son of a bitch, this is actually a pretty good time. The marketing, though, missed a huge opportunity because I don't know if you remember this little sci-fi space adventure kind of monster movie called Life that was released in 2017, the year before this movie. This space station gets a delivery of soil samples and organic samples from Mars, and as they're playing around, they figure out that, hey, one of them is living and breathing, and it starts growing, and it starts eating everyone in the space station. And that movie ends with the creature landing on Earth, seemingly to inhabit the Earth and kill everyone. And it was okay, but God, they have the Life Foundation in this movie. That movie was called Life, and it's basically the same thing. The monster in the movie Life is basically Venom. How awesome of their marketing department would it have been if this movie Life comes out, no one anticipating nothing from it? It's another Sony movie, too. And as the creature is breaking out of the spacecraft and we're panning out, all of a sudden the screen cuts to black, and what should have popped up was Life, slowly dissolves, and then the title of Venom should have appeared, promoting this movie. That would have been just marketing freaking genius, and they didn't do it. Life Foundation. Such a missed opportunity. I think Venom is a fun time. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in the sequel. A fun little tease at the end of this is with Woody Harrelson as Carnage. It's not a spoiler because the sequel is coming out. We all know that's happening. And it also gives you probably the worst Eminem song I've ever heard. What was he thinking with the lyrics to Venom, Venom? They didn't even know what hit him. Venom, Venom. I'm gonna give Venom 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part of my video is where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next. And actually I've already picked it because we picked it last time. But again, with the moving of the release date of Venom 2, I wanted to review this film. So now, next time, next week, we're going to get into some Halloween horror with The Wicker Man. Oh my god. Oh my god! If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do, just attach your movie recommendation with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, give you a shout out on the channel, and get my review of it published as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, if you've seen Venom, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of The Wicker Man. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.